What's going on, guys? This is Atrocity, and today I'm bringing you a tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to build one of these. This is my adjustable beacon, where you can turn on and off your effects and, change your effects and stuff like that. But since I released that video on my beacon, fully adjustable beacon effect thingy, I'll put a link on the screen now and a link in the description. There is some changes with beacons now. Now that if I have like strength 2 right here, if I switch to strength 1, what's going to happen is once this strength 2 runs out, I think I've changed some stuff with it, so let's ignore that. Let's see, I don't have resistance at all, so I'm not too sure. So if I flip off haste, I'm seeing our haste is running out, and bam, it's gone, and we get nothing, not even haste 1. To fix that, we have to go in, put it in our iron ingot, gold, diamond, or emerald, push done, and there we have it. We get our haste back, and that is quite annoying. So that is a change. So today I'm going to be showing you a modified version. I'm going to come up on this, going to create on the spot. We're just pretty much going to take away this part, and we're just going to go over this simple part here, turning on and off these certain ones, and we might go over some of the beacons and how to get all the effects in the most efficient way possible. So I'll be back in a bit with the tutorial. Building your very own adjustable beacon does require quite a bit of resources. You're gonna need about 260 iron blocks, or gold blocks, or diamond blocks, or emerald blocks. You're gonna have to need 5 beacons, 5 sticky pistons, some blocks of your choice to place redstone on, some redstone lamps, some signs, levers, and redstone repeaters, and redstone torches. I'll also be using a variety of different wools to help distinguish between the different wires and connections. Now if we look in this chest, this is the items you will need in total. Redstone and redstone repeaters and redstone torches. I do not have the amount you will need, because due to time restrictions for me and other stuff, I couldn't really be bothered counting how much of each I have. So that's the important one. It would be how much iron, gold, and diamond you have. Even if you don't have this much iron, and you have a stack of diamond blocks, you can replace some of the blocks of iron with diamond blocks, so don't worry. Now the redstone lamps, signs, and levers. The redstone lamps and signs are optional. These are just to indicate which ones are on and off. The signs and redstone lamps do help, especially the signs, as you can tell which one is on and which one's off, and which effect you want to turn on or off. So let's get right to the tutorial. Okay, first things first is we want to place down a 9x9 square. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we want to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and we want to fill that all in. Nice. Now that you've filled in a 9x9 square, you want to do a 5x5 square and build yourself a regular full pyramid. So I'm going to build a 5x5 square, and on top of that it's going to be a 3x3. No, this is a 7x7 square, and above that's going to be a 5x5, and above that's going to be 3x3. So you want to build pretty much a basic normal pyramid, beacon pyramid. After you've done that, you want to extend each side of your beacon. So what you want to do is, on this side we want to place blocks. Cool. And on this we want to place blocks. And on this we want to place blocks. And finally, here we're going to place some blocks. Cool, and we do that on the other side. Now make sure that since we added this extra block, we are going to ignore that and extend it here. Here, and remember we've we're ignoring this block. We're not placing one there because we just added that block. So, and you want to do this for all sides, making sure that you don't add extra blocks when you don't need to. So now we're going to try and make sure we can block off the effects. That's how we're going to turn them off. So what we want to do is have a piston like this, so when it extends, it'll cut off the beacon and it'll shut it down. And when we flip the lever again, it goes back up. So what you want to do is diagonal from each beacon, you want to place a block. So we're going to do that for all sides. There we go. And behind those blocks we're going to have a piston. So we're going to do that on all sides once again. And there we have it. Ooh. Awesome. So now if we flip any of the levers, it should block off all the effects, and that should be the same for each side. Next up, if you haven't realized already, we cannot block off the middle. So from this piston, we're going to go 2 more blocks higher, and we're going to place a piston right there, and put our block like so. Now behind that piston, we're going to have another piston. So we're going to have 2 pistons in a shape like this. Okay, now this will be a double piston extender, so we can get this block to cover just the middle, and it won't cover up this because of a piston head. Now on top of these pistons right here, we can start placing down our floor. Just keep in mind we have our beacon beams, so you don't want to block those off. So you just want to go around those, and you have your flooring right here, like so. This will be your floor for all your levers and stuff. Alright, I have myself a small little floor laid out, and now we want to place our levers. So to place our levers, you want to have them right here. Okay, so this is going to be our wall, and if we look here, we're going to look at these pistons to help guide us. So we're going to have 5 there, so 2, this is the central line, 2 on each side, and 1 block away we have our wall, and that's where our first lever is going to be, right there. So that's how you can know where to place your levers. Remember, we are only just doing 5 because the other effects have pretty much no use due to the fact that beacons have changed. So now we have the ability to change them from on to off. From there we can place our redstone lamps, and we can start placing some signs. The order of the signs go like this. This one would be haste, so we can toggle it from this here would be on, haste, off. This one here is speed, so we have on, speed, off. This one here is resistance, so we have on, resistance, and oops, off. This one here is jump boost and regeneration. You can also toggle that off. And the last one would obviously be haste. Have we done haste already? No, we have. It's strength. I'm sorry. I lied. There we go. So now know which ones will be toggled. Cool, and that's our little lever platform. Let's get on to wiring some of these pistons up. Okay, I've added a little border around here. That's also going to hide some of the wiring, because the first one we're doing is the haste. So, right next to that lever, we're going to have a redstone dust. Okay, and we want to cover that up, so I have that little border right there. And from there, we can place a redstone torch right behind there. From there, we are going to transfer the power downwards, and that's going to go into another redstone torch. And basically from there, all we need to do is wire it all the way to this block here. So we can gradually bring it up. like so, and there we go. That's as hard as it gets. So now if we flip this lever, it blocks off this one, and the beacon goes out, and we can flip it again, and it should turn back on. There we go. From there, we can actually put in our iron ingots, or gold, or diamond, or whatever you want to use. Iron would probably be the cheapest, and we can put on our haste. Awesome. We should now start receiving haste too, and we can toggle that on and off. And there you have it. That's one down, just 4 more to go. The next one up would be speed. Now speed is going to be the central one, so we're going to be powering the double piston extender. So right outside the speed one, which is this one, we're going to put a lever just right behind that. We're going to put a block right behind that lever. So as we can see right here, there's a block just outside that lever. And there's going to be a redstone dust behind that block that's got the lever on it. So when we flip that, cool. Now we actually didn't want that redstone dust there. That's just to show that you can get power from it. Now from there we want to place 2 repeaters, and those 2 are going to go into a block. So now we have something like this. Yep. Alright, from there we want to place a redstone dust, whoops, underneath that block. So, like so. So you can see the power comes from the lever down into that redstone dust, and then from there we want it to go into another repeater that's going to lead it downwards. So now it should be at this level now. So it should come along here, come down again, and now we want that to go into a double piston extender. So from here we're going to wire that up first. So we want dust going into this block, then repeaters going into the blocks underneath these 2 pistons. So 2 repeaters going into these 2 blocks, and a redstone dust going up one into this block. And you want to wire that up. And let's do the timings. The timings for these 2, this one's on 2 ticks, so you right click it once. See if we do that again. Right click it once. And this one you right click it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So this one's on 2 ticks of delay, and this one's on 4. Now all you need to do from there is wire that up. Now make sure you have a block there, so we don't get this power transferring into each other, and because that's going to cause a problem. So if we activate the speed, blocks off the middle, but this piston head here keeps this one active, so it's just the middle one that isn't active, and we can flip that in and pulls that back, but you can see that it just quickly shuts that off. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. And now we can turn this to speed. Awesome. So now we have speed and haste. Now let's move on to resistance. Okay, for resistance we're going to use yellow. And now that we know that this lever is right there, see, so the one next to it must be right here. So we're going to use a repeater once again to bring out that power. And if we flip the resistance lever, we can also tell that that's on. Cool. From there we're going to put a redstone dust in front of that repeater so we don't start interfering with each of the circuits. Then another repeater, and that's going to go into a block. So we have this kind of pattern here, so this doesn't interfere with the green circuit here, and it won't interfere with the next circuit we'll do. So right underneath that block we're going to have a redstone dust piece, like we have done before. That is going to go into a repeater, and that's going to go downwards, like we've done many times. That's going to go into a redstone torch, and from there you just bring the power out, like so. Bam. So it comes along here and brings it downwards, and then goes into 2 redstone torches, a redstone torch here, 2 redstone dust, and that goes into another redstone torch. Alright, moving on from there. Now I also forgot to mention we can now put in our resistance. So we now know this one's resistance, so let's put in our iron ingot and put resistance 2 on it, and there we have it. We should now have resistance 2. Awesome. Now let's move on to jump and regeneration. Okay, for jump and regeneration we'll be using blue wool, light blue wool. Now since we know that this one, why is the resistance, we now know that this one will be our one for our jump boost and regeneration. So from there we're going to pretty much copy this side by putting 2 repeaters, and that's going to go into a block, and that's going to go into a redstone dust line right there. So pretty much copying that. Then we'll copy it again by putting a repeater going into something like that, and like so. Now this time we are going to get this line just across here, so we can just wire that. So we can place a redstone torch like so. Well, it's not really needed, but anyways, we can go along like here. Yep, this is it. Usually I would prefer it to be powered like this, so we'll do it like this. We'll do a staircase like so, and there we go. Let's just bring that in here actually, and bam, there we go. That powers that, so we can activate that. Cool. Nice and simple. From there we can now put in our jump boost one and regeneration, but you can also activate it as jump boost 2, but I'm not really a fan of jump boost 2, it's too high for me. Jump boost 1's perfect enough for me, so if you didn't want regeneration you can always switch out which things you want there. So now we've done jump and regeneration. Now onto the final lever, strength. Okay, for the strength one we'll be using purple wool. Now behind that lever, we already know which one it is. We want it to be off to the side. So now, you can see right here. Yep. It's right there, so we power that. Cool. Now, if you didn't want these borders here, you can also put this kind of dust right here, and do this, and then oops, no. Then do that. I think I might have missed something up there. No, I have not, so that's all good. And there you have it. You don't have to have this border here. You can put it along flat. So I'll continue the tutorial by putting it here for those who don't want that kind of border, but that border does add some effect, so you can have it add it in even if you don't have anything there anyways. Okay, from there we want to put a redstone torch off to the side like this one here, and that's going to go downwards. Cool. Now that is going to go, we want that to transfer downwards once more. No, oops, I did that wrong. And let's bring that up there. Alright, so we want that torch to be on this side, and bring the power down like so, and we can actually do a little staircase pattern like right there. Yep. Now when we do this, we want to make sure we have blocks on top, and from there we can just put in a repeater, because we never know when the power will run out from there. and we just wire that up simply to that. There we go. That's all wired up, and we activate the strength. Activates the back one. Cool. Powers it again. Now we can go in there, put in our strength. I like to have strength 2 because I think it takes like, you can hit a mob 3 times and it'll die. That's always good. So we have all our potion effects right there, and that's about it. From there we can just cover up everything so we don't have to see all this mess when we get down there to change everything up. There we go. Now I think I had my entrance round about here, because there was less wiring around here. So let's pretty it up. This part's pretty much optional. You just need to add some. All you need to do is just add some blocks to this just to make it look nicer, I guess. Yep. And you can just lead that up from a staircase, so you can easily come back anytime you wish. There we go. I don't know, simple staircase, and then you can adjust your powers like so, and that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed and found this useful. Hopefully you can use these in your own worlds. Might be good for something like custom maps, have multiple effects and you can switch between them. It's always good to have one in your own world. I mean, maybe the jump's getting too annoying, so you can turn off your jump, or you're tired of speeding around way too fast, it's too fast for you, you can turn that off. And maybe you have an efficiency shovel and you're just ripping away through stuff way too fast, so you want to turn that off. I don't know. Maybe you want to challenge yourself against the mob, so you can turn that off. And you don't feel like you need strength, I don't know, turn everything off. Like so. And then you can turn them all back on. Cool. So that's about it for today. Please leave a like if you did find this useful. I would greatly appreciate it. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.